Welcome to today's session on ladder friction. Like, share, subscribe, press bell button for latest updates. Next, let us consider some numerical problems on ladders and try to solve those problems using the concepts which we have known now. Okay. So, example number 1. A ladder of length 6 meter weighing 150 Newton is placed against a vertical wall at an angle of 60 degree with the floor as shown in the figure. The coefficient of friction between the wall and the ladder is 0.15, and the coefficient of friction between the floor and the ladder is 0.3. Determine up to what position along the ladder a person of weight 50 kg can climb without slipping of the ladder. Okay, so you can read the problem one more time. So there is a ladder which is being given of length 6 meter. The weight of the ladder is 150 Newton and placed against a vertical wall, okay, on the floor at an angle of 60 degree. The coefficient of friction between the ladder and the wall is 0.15. Ladder and the floor is 0.3. So what we need to do in this problem is there is a person of weight 50 kg. Okay, so he will climb up the ladder, and we need to determine up to what height he can climb, up to which the ladder will not slide or slip. Okay, so let us visualize how the slipping of this ladder happens when the person climbs up. Okay, so as he climbs up at some distance x, the ladder will slide. And as you know, when the ladder is sliding, so the other, as we have discussed earlier, the top part of the ladder will slide downwards, so therefore the friction force will be there upwards. Okay, and also there will be a normal reaction which will be there on the wall, I mean on the ladder from the wall, which is perpendicular or normal to the surface like this. And similarly, there will be a ladder which is sliding downwards. Therefore, the frictional force will be upwards. And there will be perpendicularly, there will be normal reaction acting perpendicular to the surface like that. Okay. Next, let us consider the two-dimensional diagram and the free body diagram of the ladder. So this is how the ladder is given, and there will be, as the person climbs up, there will be at some distance x, the ladder slides downwards, and hence the frictional forces and the normal reactions will be developed as shown in the figure. Okay, so here the friction force will be upward at the junction, and at junction of the floor, the friction force will be towards the body, and there will be normal reactions as given like this. And it's also given that the coefficient of friction of wall is 0.15, coefficient of friction of the floor is 0.3. Now let us, in order to find the position x, let us apply equations of equilibrium. Sigma fx equal to 0. Okay, we know if you apply sigma fx equal to 0, so the ff is acting towards right, so positive, and it's in a horizontal force. Okay, purely horizontal. Next, nw is acting towards left, so it's negative, right? And that is equal to 0. There are only two forces which are horizontal in this figure. Therefore, it becomes, now we know that the relationship ff is equal to mu f times nf. So therefore, ff will become 0.3 nf. And therefore, if you substitute this value, ff value in the equation number 1, so 0.3 nf minus nw is equal to 0. Therefore, nw will become equal to 0.3 nf. Okay. And next, we have the relationship fw is equal to mu w into nw. Mu w is nothing but 0.15 into nw. Therefore, upon substitution of the value of NW, that's nothing but 0.3 NF here. So we know the value of uh, NW is equal to 0.3 NF here. So that value we have substituted here. Therefore, 0.15 into 0.3, that will become FW is equal to 0.045 NF. Okay, so we'll have this one as it is. Let us call that as equation number 4, and we'll proceed. Next, let us consider sigma Fy is equal to 0. So NF will be acting upwards, so positive. Next, the FW will be acting upwards, so that's also positive. And then weight of the person, 500 Newton, will be acting downwards, so negative. Next, weight of the ladder, which will also be acting downwards, so hence negative. So all that will be equal to 0. So we'll call this as equation number 0.5. Next, so upon simplification, or send this WP and WL on the other side. So therefore, NF plus FW will become WP plus WL, and substituting the known values. Okay, what you'll get, NF and FW is equal to 0.045 NF, and the WP is 500. WL is weight of the ladder is 150. Upon simplification, you will get NF value is equal to 622 Newton. So here is the only unknown is NF, right? Next, after you get the value of NF, you can get from equation number 3, that's nothing but NW is equal to 0.3 NF. Substitute the value here. Therefore, NW will get it equal to 186.6 Newton. Next, and from equation number 3, FF is equal to NW. So therefore, FF will become equal to NW. And we know FW is equal to 0.15 times NW. So upon substitution and calculating, you will get FW is equal to 28 Newton. Okay. So these are the NF, NW, FF, and FW values, but we have not yet obtained the value of X. So now, after application of all the two equations, we could not be able to get the value of X. So which is the equation which we will get the X? It's nothing but sigma M is equal to 0. So in order to solve non-concurrent force systems, we need to apply all three equations of equilibrium. Actually, the unknowns are 1, 2, 3. Okay, because NW, FW is one unknown, FF and NF is another unknown. So X is the third unknown. So you have three unknowns. You cannot solve these three unknowns by using two equations of equilibrium. So that's the reason why another equation is necessary. Next, let us consider sigma MA is equal to 0, right? So for calculating sigma MA is equal to 0, so what are the forces which, let us consider moment of all the forces about A. So if you consider moment of all the forces about A, so first of all, this FF and NF are passing through the point, so they'll become, the moment will be 0. So if NF is passing through the point, so it vanishes. Next, FF also passing through the point A, it also vanishes. Next, the remaining forces for which you need to find out the moments are FW, NW, WP, and WL. So first thing is, in order to find the moment about A, you need the distances of these four forces. Okay, the perpendicular distances of these forces about from A. Okay, now let us consider one by one. Let us calculate those perpendicular distances. If for finding the perpendicular distance of NW, okay, what and FW. So let us consider a triangle like this, and we know from this triangle, because this is angle 60 degree, right? And the total length is 6 meters. Therefore, what we'll get is, because this one will be the opposite side in this triangle. So if you have adjacent side, the opposite side will become L sine 60, and adjacent side will become L cos 60. Okay. Next, let us consider another triangle. So for finding out the distance, perpendicular distance of this WP. So we know from this right angle triangle, this distance is X. Okay, and therefore the horizontal distance, this distance will be X cos 60. Okay, that is what is necessary for finding the moment of this force about here. I'll let you know how to find that. Next, let us consider another triangle. So this is another triangle. In this case, because this WL is acting at the center of the ladder, therefore this is L by 2, and hence the distance of this WL from A will be L by 2 cos 60, because this is adjacent side from trigonometry, right? From the geometry. So now let us consider the moment of each force about A. Now let us consider NW or FW. So according to law of transmissibility of force, the FW can be transferred along the line of action of force here. So the perpendicular distance will become L cos 60. Therefore, moment due to that L cos 60 is an anti-clockwise moment. You can see it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, it is minus FW into the perpendicular distance is L cos 60. Next, let us consider NW, and according to law of transmissibility, you can transfer the force from here to here, and the perpendicular distance will become the same, L sin 60 only, and therefore the moment due to that NW will be NW into L sin 60, because it's a perpendicular distance, and that is also acting in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, that's also acting in the anti-clockwise direction. That's why it is negative. Okay, now let us consider another force, that's WP. WP, if you consider the, according to line of transfer, I mean, if you transfer the force from here to here, according to law of transmissibility, so the perpendicular distance will become X cos 60. Therefore, moment due to this will be WP into X cos 60, and since it is rotating clockwise about A, therefore it is positive. So therefore WP X cos 60 is the moment due to WP. Next, WL. So the WL, if you consider, so let us transfer from here to here, and therefore the perpendicular distance will become L cos 60 divided by 2. Therefore, the moment due to that will be WL into L by 2 cos 60. Okay, because this is a perpendicular distance, and it is also acting clockwise direction. So positive. About A, it is rotating in the clockwise direction. Therefore, it is positive, plus WL into L by 2 cos 60. Okay, so that is how you will find out moments about A. These were the four forces. Next, upon the simplification, FW value we know, which is equal to 28. So length L is 6 meters, so cos 60. NW is 186.6, length L is 6, so sin 60. Next, WP is 500, X cos 60, WL is 150, L 6 by 2 into cos 60. Next, simplify that. Therefore, 500 into X cos 60. Okay, you keep only this term here, and send the other terms the other side. So plus this negative will become positive other side, and 186.6 also will become positive, whereas this plus 150 will become minus 150 into 6 by 2. Okay, that is how we will simplify. Therefore, upon simplification, um, rearranging terms and simplification, you will get the value of X is equal to 3.31 meters. Okay, that is the ladder will slide at a distance of X is equal to 3.31 meter. Okay, I will show you here. So when a person moves on the ladder, so at X is equal to 3.31, the ladder will slip or slide. Okay, so that is the solution for the example number 1. Okay,
Let us consider next example, example number 2. In the previous example, if the person has to climb the ladder up to 4.5 meter along the ladder as shown in the figure to remove a photo frame mounted on the wall, what should be the force to be applied by the another person by his leg at an angle of 75 degree to make the ladder stable? You can read the problem one more time. So here, in the previous problem, we had seen that a person can climb only up to x is equal to 3.31 along the ladder. So after that, the ladder will slip and he cannot climb up beyond that point. So as an alternative, there can be several things which will be there. Either the first thing is a person can support over here like this by his leg. Okay, that's one option. The other option is you can increase the the angle of the ladder. Okay, but in this problem they have asked to support support the ladder by a person. So but they've asked to find out the force P. That's nothing but the amount of force to be applied by his leg onto the ladder. It has to be found. Okay, now let us visualize how this person can climb. How this person, the second person, can support the ladder so that the first person can climb up the ladder till the end of the ladder and do the assigned work. Let us see. So with the person supporting at the bottom, he is thumbing up, and see the person, the first person can climb up very easily, and he picks up the photo frame, right? So this is how he can complete his task with the support by the second person. Now, so as you can know, as you know that even when you have the support by the second person, he will be partially supporting the ladder, okay? But majority of the things are supported by the frictional force and the normal reaction at the floor as well as at the wall. Now we'll have to draw the free body diagram separately in a two-dimensional view, and then only we can solve the problem. Okay, now let us see what are all the given things. So WP, the weight of the person in the previous problem, it has been given as 50 kg. That's actually weight of the first person. Okay, and the weight of the ladder is 150 Newton. It's already given, and mu W remains same 0.15, mu F remains same 0.3. So we need to find out the value of P. Okay, now let us visualize these friction forces and all those things in two-dimensional picture or view. Okay, as the person climbs at 3.31 meter, the ladder will slip, and therefore now second person will come and support the ladder so that the sliding will stop, and so that the first person can climb up to 4.5 meter, as you can see in the figure. And now, as you can see in the three-dimensional picture, so there are friction forces and other reactions which will be coming. So they will be acting over here in the it is shown in the two-dimensional diagram also, right? So this completes the free body diagram, and with this free body diagram, we can move on to the application of equations of equilibrium to find out the value of P. So you should note here, out of sigma fx, sigma fy, and sigma m, so you need to have some logic which to be considered first. So in the previous problem, it is advised to consider sigma fx, sigma fy, then sigma m, because x is unknown and the x value will be coming at the end. You can find out that only in sigma m. So before that, you should find out ff, nf, nw, ff, fw, etc., etc. But in this problem, you can see if you apply sigma fx equal to 0, so the forces which will be coming in the equation are ff, nw, p. So all three unknowns will be there in sigma fx. Similarly, if you apply sigma fy is equal to 0, nf, wp, wl, fw, and p also will come. So in sigma fx and sigma fy, you will have all the unknowns which will be there, and using those sigma fx and sigma fy, so you cannot find out all three unknowns by using just those two equations, right? So it is even if you apply sigma fx and sigma fy is equal to 0, you will end up with some two equations, and you cannot solve those two equations without the values of nw and fw. Okay, some value should be known to solve sigma fx and sigma fy equations, right? So it is advised to consider sigma m equal to 0 first, and then move on to sigma fx and sigma fy, right? Now let us move on to the next. Yeah, let us apply that. Now let us consider sigma ma is equal to 0, and as we had discussed in the previous problem, here also, since NF, FF, and P are acting through the point A, okay, actually speaking, you can consider the moment about any point equal to 0, either A or B, any point equal to 0, but it is advised to consider sigma m about A equal to 0, because three forces will become they will become 0, or the moment due to three forces will become 0. So only you will be having the moment due to NW and FW, and that is the unknown we can find out very easily. After finding out this NW and FW, that you can substitute in Fx and Fy, and you can solve the problem very simple way. Now let us apply. Now consider NF, because NF passes through the point A, so it becomes 0. Moment due to that becomes 0. It vanishes. Next, FF also passes through the point A, so it becomes 0 and vanishes. And the applied force by the person also passes through the point A, hence that also becomes 0 and vanishes. Now we need to find out moment due to FW, NW, WP, and WL. Only four forces are remaining to find out the moments. Also, so in order to find out these moments, we need the perpendicular distances of these forces from A. So as we discussed in the previous problem, here also let us consider a triangle, so that we can find out, we know this length, actually we can find out this distance, that's nothing but horizontal distance, which is nothing but the perpendicular distance for FW, and vertical distance, this vertical side, okay, opposite side, that becomes the the perpendicular distance for NW. So that way you can find out, because this is opposite side, and we know the hypotenuse side is L, therefore opposite side is L sine 60, because the angle is 60 degree. Next, the other side, the adjacent side, will become L sine L cos 60, which is about 6 cos 60. Next, similarly consider another triangle. So to find the perpendicular distance for WP in this triangle, this is the adjacent side, and that adjacent side will be given by the, and the hypotenuse side is 4.5. So the adjacent side is 4.5 cos 60. Similarly, you can calculate the distance of WL, which is nothing but 3 cos 60, since the length of the adjacent side is, hypotenuse side is 3 meters. So that's how we can find out the perpendicular distances. Now we can find out the moments due to each force individually. Let's consider first FW. So we know that we can transfer the forces along the line of action of force, okay, according to the of transmissibility of force. So FW has transferred from here to here, so the resultant effect will not be changing. And you can see this, the perpendicular distance will become 6 cos 60, and it produces an anti-clockwise moment. Therefore FW into 6 cos 60, and it's negative, okay. Next, let us consider another force NW. You can transfer NW from here to here, so therefore the perpendicular distance will become L sine 60, and which is nothing but 6 sine 60, and moment due to NW will be an anti-clockwise moment, which is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, and the perpendicular distance is L sine 60, therefore NW into 6 sine 60, L is 6. So that's how you can find out the moment due to NW. Next, so let us consider WP, transfer the force from here to here for convenience, and therefore WP is at a distance of 4.5 cos 60 degree, and if we apply moment due to that will be WP into 4.5 cos 60, and it produces a clockwise movement. It rotates in a clockwise direction, therefore it is considered as plus WP 4.5 cos 60. Next, let us consider WL. Similarly, the moment due to that WL is positive, because it's rotating again in the clockwise direction. The perpendicular distance is 3 cos 60, therefore moment due to that WL is WL 3 cos 60. So these are the moments due to those four forces. Now let us simplify that, and we know that the value of FW is equal to mu W into NW, and you can substitute in here, and also WP is 500, WL is 150, and this is the only unknown NW, so just do it. So 0.5 NW here we have substituted, NW we kept as it is, and FWP 500, 4.5 cos 60, WL is 150, 3 cos 60. So there are only there is only one unknown here, that's nothing but NW, which you can find it in the later part of steps, okay. So therefore if you separate, if you send these two terms the other side. So adding them, it will become 5.46 NW is equal to this much, or 500 into 4.5 cos 60 plus 150 into 3 cos 60. And then further simplification, you will get the value of NW is equal to 239.107 Newton, right? So this is how you can find out the value of NW. Now with the value of NW known, let us move on to applying the sigma fx and sigma fy is equal to 0. And yeah, also we know you can calculate the value of Fw is equal to by this equation. Fw is equal to 0.15 into 239.107. That's nothing but Fw is equal to 35.866 Newton. Next, let us apply sigma fx equal to 0, and we know ff acts towards right, and hence positive ff, and another horizontal force is Nw, and it is acting towards left, so negative. In addition to these ff and Nw, in this problem there is another force which is nothing but P, and there is another there will be a horizontal component of P cos 75 which will be there, and that is acting towards right, so positive, so plus P cos 75, and that should be equal to 0 because it's in equilibrium. That should be in equilibrium. Now, so we know sigma, I mean ff is equal to mu f times nf, and mu f is 0.3 times mu f is 0.3, so substitute it 0.3 nf it becomes. Next, from equation number 3, what do? You just substitute the value of ff and also the value of Nw. So you will get another equation that's nothing but 0.3 times nf plus P cos 75 is equal to 239.107. By you just need to send this 239 the other side. So this will become one equation, equation number 5. Next, let us consider sigma fy is equal to 0. We know nf acts upwards, so positive plus nf, and fw acts upwards, that also positive, therefore plus fw, and the weight of the person acts downwards, so minus wp, and the weight of the ladder also acts downwards, therefore minus wl, and the last force, which is nothing but the force P, the vertical component of the force P is P sine 75, and that also acts downwards, so negative, minus P sine 75. Equate that to 0. So call that as equation number 5. Now, upon simplification, that's nothing but substituting the value of Fw, Wp, and Wl. So this is the equation, and adding these together and sending the other side, it will become the next equation, which is nothing but Nf minus P sine 75, keeping these two as it is this side, and send the resultant of that to the right hand side. So this becomes equation number 7. That's nothing but Nf minus P sine 75 is equal to 614.134 value, right? Now, so now we have resulted with two equations from sigma fx, one equation, sigma fy. Start solving the above equations 5 and 7, we'll get nf is equal to 710.74 Newton and P is equal to 100 Newton. This, what I mean by that, P is equal to 100 Newton. This is the force required by a person to apply to be applied onto the ladder so that the ladder will not slip. And so 100 Newton is nothing but approximately 10 kg force, right? So a person has to apply a 10 kg force at the bottom of the ladder to keep the ladder in equilibrium, or in the ladder in stable position without slipping.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, press bell button for latest updates.